want you to share this video with the world so they can know how pissed off I am about God. Because y'all want to talk about frauds and scammers. Jesus is the biggest fraud in the black community. That shit.
An elitist. And of course, that person would never be forgiven.
Right.
But because Brother Polight claims he is pro-black, he was forgiven for his hate speech. About 5 years ago, I was a fan of Brother Polight when he first got on the scene. Back then, he was called the Young Phenom. I enjoyed his debates in the streets, although I didn't agree with everything he said. I did appreciate the fact that he turned his life around from being an alleged gang member and criminal to a debater and author. Dr. Sabi even co-signed Polight and gave him a loan to create a vegetarian restaurant in Brooklyn, which eventually shut down. Now, if you ask Polight, well, he's self-made. He had multiple bookstores and restaurants, which also eventually shut down. In this video, I'll be showing you the evidence and providing the reasons why I have concluded that Brother Polight is a liar and a fraud. And he's been exposed by everyone that has done business with him. Brother Polight is a Nigerian scammer who claims to be a former Crip and a former member of the Nuwabian community. The self-destruction of Brother Polight's career is a huge disappointment to the many people that had faith in him. He has proven to be a that has done business with him. Brother Polight is a Nigerian scammer who claims to be a former Crip and a former member of the Nuwabian community. The self-destruction of Brother Polight's career is a huge disappointment to the many people that had faith in him. He has proven to be a flip-flopping hypocrite and a man with no backbone. Initially, he claimed that Malachi Z. York was his God. Then he claimed that the black woman is God. And now he claims that money is his God. Over the years, we have seen him dress in dashikis, we have seen him dress as an Egyptian, and nowadays he's simply dressed as a hip-hop celebrity. For attention, he has shut up the Bible at a shooting range. He has even been on camera supporting a confirmed pedophile.
Speaking of Brother Polight, so my name now often go by is Nisut Amore Senatumbre, which is my preference. I'd rather be called Nisut Amore Senatumbre. You know, the master teacher, Reverend Dr. Malachi Kuvina York, gave me the name, as well as name my family, name my daughter since birth. He's my spiritual master and guide. He's my father. You understand? He's my God. He's my deity, however y'all want to call it. Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually. Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny. Scientifically, we say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your most high, acknowledge him as your most high God? I would have to. When we say that the black woman is God, family, please listen to us. Plain and clear. She too, the word too, she too is also in control of specific aspects of creation that transcend the convention of the man's genitalia. That's one. And two, sometimes society needs to hear a black man attest to the greatness of his woman. Because if a woman does it, guess what? If I were a woman talking right now, y'all would say she's a feminist. Y'all would say that she's suppressing the black men. So now, sometimes it comes a point in our story where the black men now have to say, I bear witness to the greatness of the black woman, so she don't have to take the heat. So that's all I'm going to say. The black woman is God. Ain't nothing changing that. Give it up for Polight, yo. Here we go. You went from the black woman is God to... Because I'm not talking about the God everybody else serving. Let's stop being ignorant about this. I'm saying, you guys believe in a God. Did that God exist during them 400 years of slavery? So remember, money's my religion. I ain't gonna have nobody to bash my religion like that. So if you're telling me something about religion, my religion in particular, then I gotta fight for my religion. We gotta have a religious crusade. Quick shit, Hey, give me Genesis. Give me Genesis. Chapter 17, verse 6. Read. And the Lord said, ISUPK was not bulletproof on this day. Hold on, can't see the rest of the sentence. Too much fucking holes there. Look at that shit. That's right. Now it's a Holy Bible. That's right. Clearly the Holy Bible right now.
Clearly he was in his feelings about the guy calling his wife a whore.
Y'all say I sold out. I say I cashed in. I found out it was 72% of my blood is Igbo or Nigerian.
Yeah, of course.
So 72% of my blood is Nigerian. It only suffices to say that's where I'm supposed to be if I want to feel comfortable. So I start eating Nigerian food.
So go home then, nigga. Go home.
I start going into the rights of the Nigerians. I start getting cotton. Ancient Nigerians getting cotton and putting scents on them and burning them from cotton because they didn't have candles. Start playing Nigerian music. Start learning the Nigerian language under the pretense that my blood is 82% Nigerian.
According to Polight, he has a photographic memory. And it's no question that Polight is an intelligent man. But the problem is, Polight thinks that he is the only intelligent person
in the
when
room,
surrounded by his peers.
Right.
Saying things like men are evolving into females and females are evolving into something else.
An idiot.
Which is ridiculous. But for some reason, Polight does not believe that people can see through his lies and pick him apart.
I know.
He truly believes that his gift of gab will continue to allow him to scam and lie to people unchallenged. According to Polight, he has beat 2 murder charges. He also claims to have the nickname Cavity because he shot a man in the face. People like myself have scoured the internet to confirm these statements and have come up empty-handed. For many years, Polight has claimed to beat cases with sovereignty laws, but he hasn't provided
any paperwork,
proof, and
no
he
paperwork.
hasn't helped anyone when they got in trouble with the law.
Right.
This is a man that claims to have authored 80 plus books and speaks 7 languages. There's a saying that if something sounds too good to be true,
It is.
then it probably is.
When I caught my first serious cases because I shot somebody in their face, they called me Cavity after that. And Cavity because I put a hole in somebody's mouth from shooting. So we had the judge recuse himself, which is when the judge has to get off the stand and say, I can't deal with this case. He had to recuse himself. We gotta learn the law, man. What is he doing? Sending black men and women to prison for murder. And when I beat this case, can't be tried for the second time. I'm locked up there. I want to be released. I was locked up September 19th or something to that effect. But I want to be released for that on October 31st. I didn't know I was going to be released. The brother refused to testify. I was locked up for dismemberment. First they locked me up for murder, then they changed it to attempted murder. So who that said they want to do something for life? I called him my little big brother because he's younger than me, but he know more than me. I called him my little big brother. Fuck with my bus, I'm telling you, man. Y'all niggas playing, man. Only this man do shit because he tell us to chill all the time. Let him release the leash. He tell me to chill, yeah. Man, he ain't tell me I ain't got a bitch. I'm set loose all day long. He ain't tell me chill.
Okay.
Excuse me, have you ever been to see live wrestling?
Like, you took money from rappers in New York. Don't come back to Brooklyn. Don't come back to Queens. Don't come back here. Polight ain't crip. He got the whole community thinking he's crip. Not one crip co-sign this dude in Brooklyn. Nobody. I'm talking like, y'all ever heard of him? Nah, I never heard of him. But he's using that video to go around to scare people who's not really street into giving up that money. Then he goes off and hit him with some street talk. Your man ain't street.
It's true that you have breast cancer. The same reminiscence to that of what females get because they have milk reproduced it. But believe it or not, men are evolving into females. And over time, you'll see it. And when men evolve into females, the females are going to evolve into something else. That's going to be a whole other level. What are they going to do?
Polight is a polygamist who has at least 2 wives and 2 daughters, one of which isn't his biologically. Now, whether you agree with his polygamous practice or not, I think we can grant him at least a kernel of respect for taking care of his child and his 2 wives. From what I could see, Brother Polight is on a mission to recruit females through his clubs and through his New Covenant group. And I wonder, being the fact that he's a polygamist, does he want his daughter to be in a polygamous relationship when she grows up? Some people may say that as long as he's taking care of his wives and his children, then everything should be fine. But I believe that his wives have become his partners in crime. And Polight's criminal behavior could end his wives behind bars.
It just came out of the So you hear Victoria saying, I'm okay. So they ready to get guns, they ready to get tasers, they ready to do whatever the hell they gotta do. Look at this shit, man. This is crazy, yo. It just came out of I just was going to a 24-hour check cash because they had a Western Union. That's why I was over there in Hollywood. Nobody does it better than Polight, right?
Right.
I'm so fly.
So fly. Me too.
How we kill. We're on top of the world. You don't see the world behind us? That's the world. Look at that. Look at the world, y'all.
I'm so elated, I made it now.
Look at our beat.
A little faded, I celebrate.
You're defeated.
Look at me now. Made it there. Wow. I'm so elated, I made it now. A little faded. I get a hold on my account for $1,500. I did not and was not a part of such event, and if there was any event, please provide proof, she capitalizes proof, that I was part of this lecture and event. I have no knowledge of this event. I did not participate at a university event. I was not associated anyway with this scam. That's what she called it, a scam, because that's what she said, this is a fraud and a scam. The $1,500 was for real estate investment for property. The $1,500 was for real estate investment for property. I have not received any property you and Michael Nowak, aka Brother Polight, have defaulted on. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I cannot and will not be a part of a scam. I need my money back. Please resend my $1,500.
You can go ahead and pause that. Take a look at that.
Now, I know some people are going to say, hey, why are you taking down another black man? You got a crab in the barrel mentality. Why don't you talk about white folks? And the answer to that question is that
we need to clean our house.
We as black folks need to clean up our community. When I look at Africa, what I see is a reflection of black America. In both places, we see a society filled with corruption. And for the most part, it is black public figures that we find that are corrupt.
Scamming our people.
And for those people that say, hey, what are you doing for the black community? Well, what I'm doing for the black community is exposing corruption within black society. Can you imagine if people like Brother Polight got into power, the amount of people he would have robbed, the amount of wives he would have, and the people that he would have imprisoned? Over the years, Polight has continuously showed us his thievery and his bad business practices. But out of all the scamming that Polight has done, I believe his Cargominium's real estate scam, where he pretends to be the owner of a property, was the nail in the coffin. And at this point, his credibility is non-existent. The fact is, Polight is a liar and a fraud. And if this following footage doesn't convince you, then nothing will.
Alright, we're gonna go straight to the 516-943. Peace. You are on New Covenant with Consciousness and Commerce, brother.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to not to move away from the conversation or topic tonight. I'm trying to get tune or in touch with someone at the New Covenant because I placed the order. And I placed the order, it was overnight. This order's been 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? In a way, it kind of deterred me from joining the community. Because I'm like, man, if I couldn't even get my order, it's like the brother was just speaking on, yo, if it's an attack on the community, it's an attack on all of us. I'm like, am I going to be able to get in tune or in touch with somebody if something was to pop off?
Absolutely.
Okay. Like we have to. Are you talking about a book order?
Yeah, he's talking about a book order.
Talking about a book order? That's the book order and the status direction. All these are different departments. I can give you the phone number to call the book order department.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's give them 347-600-7066 and go to the caller from the 334-430. 334-430.
Brother still online?
Hey,
The brother's still online?
what's going on, bro? No, the brother's not online. We went to the next caller because we only got 10 minutes. Brothers like Polight, who are living off of putting our people back into bondage.
Yep.
Now, I never got kicked out of New Covenant. Anybody telling you that is a liar. I left New Covenant because I didn't want to take part in what I saw as fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And when I began to
Here's
see
a fraud.
the exact same behavior in the New Covenant, I had to walk away again. There is no such thing as sovereignty paperwork.
Right.
Period.
None. At all.
There is no such thing as sovereignty
Paperwork.
paperwork.
It's idiotic.
A lot of people are wasting money.
Mm-hmm. Getting
A lot
scammed.
of people are getting hurt. A lot of people are thinking they're in organizations that have their back, and they have this paperwork, and they're taking certain legal stances. And when they go to the courtroom, they find out they by themselves.
Yep.
When they go to the police station, they find out they by themselves. If you're calling for something as mundane, or just for a mundane reason, and you can't get in touch with people, you go into voicemail, you go, what makes you think in an emergency situation you're going to be able to catch up with these people? That sold you the ideology that led you to take a specific legal stance that now will put you in an adverse situation in your life. They're not going to be there. I know. Because I bought this whole thing with the paperwork hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
And spent my money. I was in the federal court. I did it all. So I know from experience that it's bogus. It's bogus. It's a European doctrine.
Yeah.
It's not even Moorish science. It's not Moorish law. None of that. It's bogus. If somebody in a suit knock on your door right now, who you gonna call? I know, like, you got to call them maybe 45 times before you get a return message back. By then, you already caught time away somewhere. It's a play on human need and emotion for people poverty-stricken that are struggling with life to want a shortcut. But as a magician, selling an illusion, you're always worried about the people that you bring behind stage to let's see what you're doing.
Right.
And if they go off on their own, you're scared that they might talk and tell what they saw behind the curtain. You're scared that they might talk and tell what they seen behind the curtain. I've been threatened physically. I've been tried to blackmailed, all kinds of foolishness. Why? Their strategy is to attack you in public every time they get in front of a camera, every time a microphone gets in their face, so that they can tear your credibility down, so that before anything like that should occur, they've already insulated themselves from anything that you could choose to reveal about what you've seen behind that curtain.
Right.
This nigga gets up there lying to the people, talking about he bought my car. Every car that the people see you driving, nigga, is rented, Polight. Even the goddamn house that you in right now is not your house. Why do you think you change crib from crib to crib to crib? It's not yours, Polight.
Like a scam artist.
You talking to somebody who know you, nigga. Picture that. I bought my shit with my money for my birthday. On my birthday, I bought that. The same time you stole 10 racks from me, nigga. And the only reason why I told the people that we settled it, remember when I said, yo, we good now, we're going to take care of it? Because Polight said, let's tell the people that I'm going to give you a donation. I said, all right, Polight going to give me a donation, y'all. So I rolled with it. I rolled with that shit. Polight going to give me a donation. I said, all right, cool. As long as you give me my money, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Because the minute you give me my money and I put that shit in my pocket, nah, nigga, you scammed me, nigga. You scammed me for way more than that. What I told you, Polight, was just give me 10,000. That's what I told you. That's what I was saying to you. I said, just give me 10,000 back. I don't even care. This is why you didn't even want to show the goddamn books. You didn't show me the books. You didn't show me the receipt. Every time I asked you to let me see the books, you said, I left my computer home. Well, nigga, I want to go home with you. Oh, me and Aminette going out. We going out. I'll get back to you. Then the next day I wake up, your ass is gone. You on the road.
Grew up with
somewhere.
niggas like this. Yeah, con artists.
Don't make me do it, bro. I'm trying to hold back.
What, with niggas way better at conning than this.
All right?
We up here. We in Columbus, Ohio. With the king right here. We got our real estate company, our development company, making it happen. So right now we're working on a 26-unit project here in Columbus, Ohio. But the very unique thing about it is we're using cargo bins.
It's the first of its kind for Ohio and believed to be the largest of its kind in the entire country. Thanks for staying with us at 5:30. I'm Mark Taylor.
And I'm Ellie Merritt. We are talking about the Cargominium project going up on Old Leonard Avenue. That's where NBC4's Ted Hart is live tonight with an inside look at some new apartments there made from old cargo containers. Ted?
Well, and Ellie, it's already beginning to take shape. You can see 54 shipping containers that have now been stacked next to and on top of each other, creating the framework for a new 3-story apartment complex. It's basically a prefab 17,000 square foot structure.
Typically, to frame out a structure that large, you are looking at over 3 months. What you see here was done in 5 days.
And developer Derek Pryor says that's a huge savings in construction costs. This project was the dream of Michelle Reynolds, founder of Nothing Into Something Real Estate, a non-profit housing organization that until now had focused on old, blighted homes. But Reynolds...
Look who it is. Look who it is. Look who
Reynolds
it is.
says turning shipping containers into apartments fits with the organization's Nothing Into Something mission.
Same way, taking houses that are nothing and turning them into something and coupling with people who really need a chance and an opportunity to be able to afford housing.
If they look somewhat cold and uninviting now, just wait.
You're going to have warm finishes. You're going to have hardwood floors. You're going to have bright colors on the walls. So they will not have a feel that you're living in a box.
Cargo containers are designed to withstand some of the most brutal conditions on Earth. So Pryor says they will stand up well to the weather. He says he expects some of the interior units will be so well insulated that they may not need to turn their heat on in the winter. For Michelle Reynolds, she hopes this will be the start of something big here and across the country.
Now there is a lack of affordable housing around the whole nation. And so there needs to be a solution, and we just believe that we have the solution to that problem.
Here's where the conflict comes in. My partner is subcontracted to do work on the property that's associated with the project as seen in the video. Okay? That property in itself represents an agenda that corresponds with an owner or the owner of NISRE Inc. And the developer is AES Development LLC. I don't have affiliation or association with them. So what we do, we recycle these bins and we create properties. And what it's doing, these bins cost us about $1,700 a bin. So we're cutting the cost of building a property by 70%. So we did a single family household, 2-3 family household. We're saving 70% of the money that it normally costs to develop those type of properties. So right now we're in talks on working and getting the investors to get a factory. However, we're contracted by the state to be able to get this popping. So take a look at this. This is powerful right here. The problem is my partner and he is subcontracted to do work as it relates to those particular endeavors with those people. So what people have done, they ran that project concurrent with our project. They ran one agenda concurrent with the other agenda. One doesn't have to do with the other. So let me make this clear. We're building properties out of these cargo bins. Only one in America working on projects of its kind, contracted by the state of Ohio. It's a real estate project that I'm heavily invested in. Been investing in it for some years. I want you to know I spoke with the brother Derek prior, and we always had very good communications. Always had very good communications. Always had very good communications. Always had very good communication. Very good communication. Okay, so I'm not associated with the project. This is all New Covenant right here. This is all New Covenant right here. This is all New Covenant right here. As seen in the videos posted, this is all New Covenant right here. All New Covenant. We've been working on this for some time. I'm not associated with the project. We're actually on the site right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm invested into it, but I said I want to be part of it, hands-on, just to show you what it is, because seeing is knowing. I'm not associated with the project, but this is my man here. Him and my other brother, they spearhead technical aspects of the situation. They're the carpenters, they're the master masons. Yeah. The only reason I know how to do what I do is because they be schooling me. I'm not associated with the project. We're approaching architecture and everything from a whole different perspective. I'm not associated with the project because let me tell you something about this situation. I'm not associated with the project. This wasn't a work that happened overnight. This is something that's been taking place for years. I'm going to tell you why it's been taking place for years. There's no template. There's no archetype. There was no prototype for how to do zoning. They didn't know how to charge us or how to tax us because cargo bins has never been used to build buildings before. So just to get this off the ground where we can finally be legitimized and have the right to build property at this level did not happen overnight. I'm not associated with the project. We talking this didn't happen over 1 year, over 2 years, over 3 years, over 4 years. There was always a pitfall every step of the way. And the reason why it was a pitfall every step of the way, because like I said, we're not following the conventional approach towards building buildings. So if you're sitting there saying this needs this and this needs that, you're talking about the old paradigm. You're talking about the old approach towards architecture. You're talking about the old approach towards building. Like I said, you show me anyone that can compete with our ability to build up the framework for a house inside of 8 days. I'm not associated with the project. Come on, this is a 26 housing complex. Let's get it. So, I'm not associated with the project. As seen in the video posted, per those 2 days as it relates to NISRE Inc. and the developer, which is AES Development. Their project is called Cargo. Look at this, look at this. Miniums. Look at this, look at this. I didn't even know the name of their project because that's how I'm not even in